welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our video podcast. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family. Hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be dilly-daddling a little bit, talking about the latest cop shooting. Then we're going to be talking about Kamala and Joe. Then we're going to be talking about MJ. Jackson, that is. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. A lot of interesting stuff is happening since the last time that we recorded, which was just 4 days ago.
Right. I keep saying this, but like season 2024 of America is crazy.
Well, I know. It's so nuts. Many memes that's going out saying, you know, whoever the writers are, they real good at keeping you on your toes.
Yeah. I feel like it's like Shonda Rhimes behind this. Like, again, Shonda Rhimes scandal, how to get away with murder. From last time.
Okay.
Yeah, like is she the behind this? Because this is like soap opera level. This is Young and the Restless level drama.
Yeah.
And everybody is about as old as everybody in Young and the Restless. So
okay.
Victor Newman is still on the show, still
no,
active.
He's not.
Yes.
No, he is not. I thought
yes,
and I saw him.
No, and I saw him recently. There was a viral video that went around, and he still looks the same. He still
incredible.
Looks. He's got to be 1 million years old.
He's up there. He's up there.
I don't even know his real name. I'll be honest. It's Eric Braeden, but for all of us, we know him as Victor Newman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's still I don't know if the Young and the Restless is still on, to be honest with you. I think it is, but I really don't know the answer to that. I think so.
I thought all those daytime talk shows took over the soap operas. But then again, soap opera, the daytime, I don't know.
No, it looks like it's still on.
Okay.
Yeah. Goes on.
This is what I do know. This is something that's interesting. I don't think I even told you this story, or maybe I did when we stopped filming the other day. Did I tell you about the dude in the elevator last Saturday?
No.
Okay, so last Saturday I go out with my bestie and my goddaughter to continue on the celebration of my birthday.
Yeah,
and I was
I
really
love that
excited
for you, by the way, that you just keep celebrating it. That's great.
Well, because this year I didn't just say, hey, everybody, I'm celebrating my birthday on this day. Just come on through, because that's just too much stress for me. But then again, everybody still wants to see me or do something with me on my birthday.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of stress too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know which one is winning for me. But I did have a good time last Saturday and got drunk. They stayed sober. And I was like, okay, stay sober. That's what you want to do. But they kept complimenting me they hadn't seen me in like a month. And I'm in this kind of like lean out phase.
Okay.
So they hadn't seen me in a month, and they were like, you look great. Don't look your age. And I'm like, okay, y'all both love me. So that's coming from you guys. Okay.
Okay. So let me just put this into perspective.
Yes.
Red Fox.
Yeah. Okay. don't
on Sanford and
Red
Son.
Fox.
On Sanford and Son. Was 48.
Okay. Yes. It's 4 years older than what I am right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just to put it in perspective, you look great for your age.
In that perspective, from somebody that was doing a show in the 70s, but okay.
The Golden Girls.
Right. I take the compliment. Millennials, Gen Xers, whatever I am, aging well. I'm aging well. Okay.
Yes.
Do I feel like I look my age? No, but I don't feel like I look that far off from my age.
Yeah.
I
feel the same way about myself. Yeah.
No, you look like 10 years younger. Anyway, so I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
They leave and I don't have anything to do. So I go out down the road to get some dinner and I come back and it's late. It's probably about, for me, late. It's probably like 10 o'clock at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's late. And I am
Yeah.
drunk. So I get in the elevator in my building and one of my neighbors is an older black man. He's got a mean ass pit bull. And when
Okay.
I say mean, like every time he's walking and he's like, hey, man, don't get too close. I'm like, hey, man, train your dog.
Right.
Like you're giving pit bulls a bad name. Pit
Right.
bulls are very gentle, loving creatures if you raise them right.
You raise them that way.
So I would say that he's mid 50s, maybe late 50s.
Okay.
And he was like, seems like you've been celebrating. I was like, yeah, I was out with my bestie and my goddaughter. We was out celebrating. Oh, what were y'all celebrating? I was like, oh man, it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago. He looks me dead in the eye and says, oh yeah, what you about 43? I looked at him and I wanted to say, sir, don't be guessing my exact age.
Right.
Like, no, don't
Right.
don't do
me
that.
like that.
I felt so good. I'd felt so good. A couple of weeks ago.
Especially if he thought he was under quoting it to make you feel better. Like,
right.
Sir, don't do that.
I was feeling so good. A couple of weeks ago, maybe not a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was a couple of months ago, I ran into a very, very attractive woman. I was walking a dog and we just keep passing each other each week. I think I told you the story, but the audience doesn't know. We kept passing each other each week. Very attractive, very fit, was complimenting me. She was like, there's no way that you are in your mid 40s. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm in my mid 40s. You look great. So I'm getting these compliments that you look great. And then I got this dude, as soon as I get on the elevator, what you about 43? And I just said, well, 44, but yes. And I was like, it just ruined my high.
Yeah.
Like I was on cloud 9. And then I sat in the shower and it was like that song, Everybody Hurts Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, this sucks.
Yeah, you just crying to yourself under the water.
I mean, I wasn't crying, but I did.
Everybody
Don't sing it. Don't sing it. Don't sing it. We might get flagged by YouTube. You can't do that type of stuff.
I sung 2 words.
We got a video taken down because they said that we used some song, and I was like, no, we didn't. And so I'm fighting with them and YouTube to get the video back up.
Okay, so we can sing melodies as long as we make up our own words, because that's what I'll do.
I guess so.
Because I'll do that in a minute.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But this man guessed my whole. It was one of those situations where you ever been in the shower and you put your hand on the wall.
Yes.
You just let the water just hit the back of your head.
That's what I was talking about.
But I wasn't crying though. I wasn't crying though, 'cause I'm not that sad.
Inside.
Yeah, okay, and on inside. Yeah, But I'll do this. If women are telling me that I look young, and an older man is saying you look your age, I'm just gonna take the women's
because that's your target audience anyway.
Yes,
like, what are you worried about what this man thinks? That's your target audience anyway.
I don't think the audience knows the story of what got me in shape in the first place.
No.
Okay, so I was dating this woman, and I had been dating her for 3 years.
Okay.
And she told me, like, hey, you're starting to gain weight, because I was in my mid-20s now, and I wasn't working out anymore, and the weight just starts to pick up. She was like, hey, you're starting to gain weight. I wasn't listening to her because not only was she still with me, I was still getting all this interest from other women. So I was like, I'm not tripping off of this. It must not be that bad if I'm getting all this attention. There was a older gentleman that was a host for the restaurant that she worked at.
Okay.
Older gay gentleman, very distinguished, wore an ascot every day, even during the
I
summertime.
remember this now. Yes.
And he said to me, Bruce, you turned into a little chunky monkey. I said, what? He said, you gaining some weight. At that moment, I hit the gym because I was like, all right, it's okay. I'm still getting interest from women, but I'll be damned if not everybody's telling me that I look good.
Okay. You got to get praise from all the groups. I got to
get praise from all the groups. Even if I'm not a part of that community, I need to get praise from everybody. He called me a chunky monkey, and I immediately got into the second best shape I had ever gotten into in my life. The best
Yeah.
shape I got into was a couple of years ago, but the second best shape I ever got into in my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like that hit you right in your soul when a gay man in an ascot tells you something disparaging about yourself. You'd be like, oh, okay. I still think about that time, a friend of a friend said, well, Johnny isn't friendly. I still think about that.
Yo, that has been stuck in your craw ever since that happened.
Because it's true, and I feel called out, and I don't like it. I'm not disputing it. I've just wanted to know why you had to call me out like that.
I want that person to come to your birthday party.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I mean, actually, maybe. Yeah, actually, maybe might be there. So,
all right, we done laughed.
Yes.
Let's talk about something serious. This is the worst segue ever.
Yeah. There's no easy way to talk about it anyway. So
no, there isn't. Do you want to run through this, or you want me to run through all the particulars?
Yeah, you go. I mean, you already got it written down and everything.
Okay. Sonya Massey. Who is that? Sonya Massey was a 36-year-old Black American woman who lived in Springfield, Illinois. She was fatally shot in her home by Deputy Sean Grayson of Sangamon County Sheriff's Office on July 6, 2024. On the day of the incident, Sonya called 911 to report a possible intruder. Sean Grayson and another deputy responded to her house. The situation escalated rapidly when Grayson yelled at Massey over moving a pot of boiling water from the stove to the sink. He then threatened to shoot her in the face and screamed at her to drop the pot. The body cam footage shows Massey fired at her 3 times, including a fatal shot to the head. He, 30 years old from Riverton, has pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree murder, aggravated battery, and official misconduct. He remains in custody without bail. The graphic video was released on the Illinois State Police YouTube channel and has sparked national outrage. The U.S. Department of Justice has opened an investigation into the shooting. Of course, Ben Crump has joined into the fray. Just a side, I'm tired of Ben jumping in everything. We don't he don't need to be in everything.
He is a civil rights attorney. He is one of the most prominent ones.
No, he's the most prominent one.
He brings national attention
because he's in everything. Can we spread it around a little bit?
There's always like a leading sort of figure in these.
But there's enough of these things where we can spread it out to other prominent lawyers. He ain't the only one. But anyway, that's just not my little thing. Mm-hmm. Sonya was a mother of 2 children, 17 and 15. Her family, including her teenage son, mother, uncle, have spoken out about the incident. But here's Sean Grayson's background. He's had a history of alcohol abuse and has worked for 6 different police agencies since 2020. It is currently, we're in the middle of 2024.
Yes.
So it's not a full 4 years. It's 2020, 2021, 2023, 2022, 2023, and then half of 2024. So I guess 4.5 years. But like we're not through with the year, and he's already worked for 6 different police agencies. Currently, he's held in jail until his trial. The county judge agreed with the prosecutors that he's at risk to the community and was denied release and deemed a community threat in the pretrial. He remains without bond. I mean, his court case, I think, was 2 p.m. today, Thursday, July the 25th. He's got 5 counts, including 3 charges of first-degree murder. Mm-hmm. Here's some other information about his backstory. He was discharged from the U.S. Army for serious misconduct.
Yeah.
His employment history includes short stints as a part-time officer at 3 small police departments in Illinois and a full-time employment at 1 police department and 2 sheriff offices. He's twice pled guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol before he began working in law enforcement. So that's the whole story. If you've
Yeah.
seen the video,
I have not, because you
I
know, like a lot of us, I don't need to see it to know what happened.
I saw the
Um,
video up until the end point, and then
yeah.
I saw the aftermath. No remorse, could care less. He took a life that originally called because they thought that there was an intruder in their life. And if you watch the video, he walks in hostile
Yes.
when she's the person calling for help. He
Yeah.
walked in hostile. And when people was like, well, he told her that she had the boiling pot and water. She didn't start there. She was sitting in the kitchen table. He told her to remove the pot of boiling water from the stove.
Yeah.
And when she started removing it, he started threatening her. She's dropping the pot on the ground and putting her hands up saying, okay, I'm just dropping on the ground. And he shoots her.
Yeah.
So
He could have easily just, I don't know, taken 2-3 steps back.
or used his taser.
He could have used his taser. But honestly, he could have just stepped back. Or he could she was complying with what he was telling her to do.
Yes.
It's not even really clear why they were in the house in the first place. When they first got there and she had explained that she thought that there was an intruder, they went and looked around the outside of the home. And then they go inside, not even 100% sure why they go inside, because it seemed
Maybe
like
to check and see if the intruder, if you check the perimeter, maybe you check and see if maybe the intruder got into the home. Maybe you do a sweep of the home just in case.
okay. It seemed like she was wrapping it up and then they came inside the house.
Yeah, she was literally sitting at the kitchen table when he became hostile. Like I watched the video, and then I guess the pot started boiling because she was boiling water on the stove, maybe making herself something to eat. And he told her, hey, you need to address this. And she goes over there and then he starts wilding out.
Yeah.
And she's like,
because
pot on the ground. And she's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing okay. I'm putting the pot on the ground, her hands up, and he shoots her 3 times.
Yeah.
And so if you watch the aftermath of the video, he's trying to make excuses. She was throwing a pot on me. No, she wasn't. She wasn't.
No.
And even the other deputy that was there was kind of giving him the side eye. But that blue wall, they're gonna I don't know, because they released this video, so maybe not.
I think whenever there's a police involved shooting, there's an investigation, and probably involving internal affairs.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you always have. I mean, we know that from television.
All that body cam footage, he was immediately fired, and then the footage was released. Because
was he immediately fired?
He was fired. He's been fired from Sangamon County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
Which noted that, and this is in Vox's reporting, quote, "It's clear that the deputy did not act as trained or in accordance with our standards. The state prosecutor also cited an expert who described the act as comparable to, quote, an officer intentionally and unnecessarily putting himself in front of a moving vehicle and then justifying use of force because of fear of being struck." And that's exactly what it is. You told her to get the pot. She went and got the pot, and you shot her in the face for it.
So we're going to get clickbait, because at some point this will be clipped. This is going to get clickbait. And people are going to say, well, he jumped in the video. She had to throw it to him, and there was water on the floor. Yeah, there is water on the floor because she was shot in the face as she's putting the pot down, which means she didn't put the pot down. The pot fell over. So, of course, there's going to be water all over the floor. And I believe that he jumped. The reason why that he was terminated, right? Because if she did throw boiling hot water at him, he would have been justified somewhat. That's
For lethal force? I don't think so.
He would have been justified in a no, I said somewhat. He would have been justified in a sort of defense. That still would have been too far, but at least there was some causation to make him respond, right?
Yeah. If the situation was they came in the house and she went and got this boiling pot of water and was threatening them with it, okay, you could leave the house. That's number one. But you don't have to be there. You can leave. Or you can tase her. If you do pull your service weapon, you don't need to exact lethal or deadly force. You could have hit her in the arm, in a leg or something. Like,
they say shoot to kill, but
there are a lot of things that could have been done.
I agree, but I'm trying to jump ahead of the clickbait people that are going to say, well, he jumped back in the video. Yeah, I mean, if you shoot somebody, you're going to jump back. Yeah, he jumped back, and he got agitated. Well, he got agitated because she said, "I'm going to rebuke you in the name of the Lord," because she was getting hostile to her, and the way she said it was how Black people, "Oh, man, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord." She didn't. There was no threatening manner at all from her in this entire video, and she complied. Anybody defending this police officer, I'm gonna just say it. You're a racist. That's the only defense that I'm going to give, because they don't get no more clear than this. This is George Floyd. This is worse than George Floyd, actually.
Yeah.
This is worse than George Floyd, actually. So there's been all types of kind of protests and remember her name post on social media, and when we should, and it seems like this guy is going to get his justice, but is it justice?
No, because Sonya Massey is still not here. Her children are still without a mother.
Her father without a daughter. Her father is still alive. She was only 36 years old.
Yeah.
36. We both older than 36.
Yes.
Me by a lot. You by just a little bit. But like, that's super young.
Yeah. The Organization for Mapping Police Violence reported that in 2023, police killed more than 1,300 people, which was a new record. The same data set found that Black people were almost 3 times more likely to be killed by police than white people.
And let's put this for all the Trump supporters out there, because he's running on, he just did it at one of his rallies the other day, running on complete immunity for cops.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Black people are way more likely to get shot by the cops than most other people, but not everybody that gets shot by the cops are Black people. There are white people out there getting shot by the cops too. So this can happen. There have been cases that are very similar to this for white people. I can't remember the case, and somebody on YouTube will correct me, but it was a case, I want to say in Connecticut, but it probably wasn't Connecticut. It was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Similar situation, a woman called for help by the police officers, white woman called for help by the police officers, and she was shot in the alley or shot in the street after calling for help. So this happens. And those people that are supporting Trump, who is calling for immunity, no accountability for cops. And mind you, lawyers have to go to school to learn the law for 4 years and then pass a test, 3 to 4 years, and then pass a test before they can practice law.
Yeah.
Why is it that a police academy is only 6 months? Maybe they should be going to school and every police officer should have a criminal justice degree. Get a 4-year education. I had to go to school for 4 years to get a teaching degree, to get a teaching degree. Why can't cops go to school for that long to learn how to properly be cops? This dude has had 6 different departments in 4 years.
Yeah. And has been charged twice for DUI.
Now, granted, before he was a cop, but he was allowed to become a cop or something like that.
But where, like, if If somebody, where's the background check? Where's the
They didn't care about it.
investigation?
They didn't care about it. They didn't care about it. He looked like he made a couple of mistakes, but that you're a good person now.
He
You've
worked at
changed.
6 different law enforcement agencies. And just like you said, he was discharged from the military due to misconduct.
He's
This
a bad
man
apple.
has a history. There is a trend there of somebody with a disregard for proper conduct.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Why is this person allowed to uphold and enforce the law?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
would
the
think they would do
family is calling.
psychological.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Sorry.
You would think that they would do deeper psychological evaluations if he's been, and I don't know the specifics of people being discharged from the military due to misconduct. I don't know like what degrees misconduct actually means. But if you've been discharged from protecting the country, how can you still protect the citizens?
Right.
That just don't make no sense to me. It seems like protecting the country is a more important. I mean, it's all important. It's all important. But as far as the hierarchy of what needs to be protected, country, citizens, like we need to defend our country, and then you defend the citizens. Seems like being in the military is more important than being a police officer. I don't know, just my personal opinion. So it seems like if you're not good enough to be in the military to fight for our country, then you shouldn't be good enough to defend its citizens.
Yeah. The Massey family, they are calling for an investigation into the sheriff's department's hiring of Grayson. So we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. I do hope that this gentleman, Grayson, that he faces the ultimate consequences, whatever that may be for that state, for Illinois, for the very obvious, very blatant murder of Sonya Massey. There's really no way to equivocate. What I hate seeing online is a bunch of clout chasing ass people. I'm sorry I said ass, but a bunch of clout chasing ass people who think being contrary means that you're intelligent. It doesn't. Contrary only means that you're being contrary. It doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't mean that you're a quote unquote free thinker, any of that. That's not what being contrary is. It's just you are deviating from what is commonly held, a commonly held belief. And what is obvious in here is that what's obvious in the story is that Sonya Massey was murdered in her home for calling the police for help through no fault of her own. And so any of y'all out here on social media making these videos talking about it might have been a justified killing and all of that stuff, especially the Black folks that I see doing this, especially the Black women that I see doing this, shame on you. And I seriously hope and pray that you never find yourself in a position of knowing somebody who's become a hashtag. There is a family behind this woman. There was a life that she was meant to live that was taken away from her. As soon as she came to the door, her first words out of her mouth was, "Don't hurt me." Because she already knew what was up. She already knew how dangerous it was for her to call the police. I have probably called the police to my house maybe twice in my life. Every time I am nervous until that officer leaves. And I'm calling for help. So all of that, because you're looking for clicks so that you can monetize your stuff, shame. Shame on you. And you do need to get out here and apologize for putting monetary gain, for putting greed ahead of somebody's life. That's all I had to say about that.
All right, Jay, we're going to transition from a very dark and sad story of a Black woman.
Yeah.
To a very light, hopeful story of a Black woman.
And I would like to say that if you are, especially as Black women out here, and you're feeling the sorrow that you naturally feel for Sonya Massey, and then next to the joy you feel for Kamala Harris, I feel you, and it's okay. It's okay that both those emotions exist. Take your time and absorb whatever information you feel like you can absorb. But I love how active and activated y'all are behind Vice President Harris. It gives me so much hope. Sorry, go ahead and talk about what you said, but I have felt so energized since Sunday. You tell me what else we got to look forward to. Tell me.
Well, before we get to Madam Vice President, let's first salute our current president for his speech that he gave yesterday.
10 toes down for Joe Biden, for President Joe Biden.
I call him Joey Beans.
You do.
He don't know me, but if I met him, I'd be like, just so you know, I call you President Joey Beans.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, that might stick. And I was like, I think it sticks. You want to be down? Let's take a shot of tequila. He recently addressed the nation from the Oval Office, marking his first public remarks since ending his campaign for the second term. In this address, he stated that the best way forward is to pass the torch to the new generation. He's decided to focus on Supreme Court reform in the final 6 months of his presidency. His decision to bow out the race came after escalating pressure from his Democratic allies. This is true. We probably won't know the full story of why he came to this decision. Maybe he'll write it in his presidential memoir.
Yeah.
Probably won't. Maybe, hopefully, I'm 44. I think I'm going to make it to 75. Hopefully, by the time I make it to 75, the truth will come out about everything behind the scenes, the reason why he decided to give up the office. But what he did do, what I thought was dope, where he was like, look, everything that I've done in office, everything that I accomplished warrants a second term. However, it's time for some new blood. It's time for some youthful voices. It's time for the old guard to step away and the new guard to step forward. And he did it with grace.
Yeah.
He did it as a president. And his legacy will always be, from here on out, he put country before himself. So before we talk about Madam Vice President, Democratic nominee for President of the United States, I want to tip my hat to President Joey Beans and his political career. Not all great, but way more good than any of the bad. Anybody out there that's talking about, well, what did he do? I'm not going to run through the accomplishments. A quick Google search of all the legislation that they've passed. He's actually passed more legislation in the 4 years than almost any other president.
Yeah.
They've been doing work.
A very
way more than what the person
presidency.
Yeah, and for you Trump supporters, way more than what Trump ever did. I don't know what he did. He did do criminal justice reform. He played golf a lot. But he did do, Kim K pushed him to do criminal justice reform. So he did. I'll give him that. And his brother-in-law got $2 billion from the Saudis. Oh, we can't talk about that. Never mind. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
But you said, go ahead, give me your thoughts on Joey Beans.
Yeah, there's a very wistful article written about his first of probably many farewells. He's got 6 months left in office, and I assume this is him exiting political life. But in the Washington Post, it says the man who entered political life as one of the youngest U.S. senators in history comes to terms with leaving as the nation's oldest president in history. And kind of thinking about that and the fact that this man has had 50 years of public service is really incredible. And I definitely think he was one of our most successful presidents, especially in recent times. If you look at all of the things that he has done, I mean, he guided us through COVID, a economic, I don't want to say collapse, but it ain't great. Economic fallout, you know.
And everybody's going to say inflation, realizing economic policies take a while to kick in.
Also, like inflation is due to corporate greed, not the government.
Yeah, that's
corporations are seeing record profits and still raising prices. So it's due to corporate greed, not the government.
If you stop ordering off of Amazon and Target.com and Walmart.com, you'll see some of the prices come down.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do it either. I'm ordering some stuff off of Amazon tonight.
It's incredibly convenient. And I will just not stop doing that. But I mean, it's got to be it's got to be something egregious. So convenient. And there's just that little bit of excitement you get when a package comes in the mail. You open it up, the unboxing.
I run downstairs.
Love it. I love it.
And I love it when you order stuff and then they don't deliver all the packages at one time and it comes in multiple deliveries throughout the day. It's just like, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
What I order? Some staples. Well, okay. Well, I got some staples.
Well, in his speech, basically he passes the torch on to Vice President Harris as his successor. And he does what I wish a lot of people in the Democratic Party, especially the ones who are raising their hands talking about he needs to drop out of the race. I'm looking at you, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Y'all need to start looking for successors. Y'all need to start looking for successors. Like, who have you been mentoring this entire time to take over for you and to pass the torch?
Yeah.
Y'all all the same age.
They are, really. They're old as hell.
So, and
Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy kind of stepped aside and Hakeem Jeffries is now, the top dog.
Keep on one or two more steps to the side, if you please.
Who's going to take the charge for this? Anyway.
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah. How long has she been in public service? You didn't mentor anybody to take over?
Well, maybe she mentored Hakeem Jeffries. Maybe that was her passing the torch. I don't know. I don't know Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi's personal. I mean, wasn't he the minority whip? What is that? What's it called? Huh?
He earned that spot. So what's the what?
Yeah, I mean, so maybe she was like, all right, she did say, all right, it's my time. I'm just saying, she stepped aside.
Really feeling like it feels like stones in glass houses.
Yeah, well,
it's giving pot calling the kettle.
Well, no, not really, because she did step aside from her leadership.
It's giving, but she said she's running for re-election in 2024. Why?
Yeah, maybe there's nobody in her district.
And again, whose fault is that?
I don't know. Maybe people in the district ain't really that bright. Hey, look, sometimes, what's your district right now? If you was running in your district, can you name any of your neighbors that you could groom and be like, groom? I don't like the word groom.
I don't like groom.
I don't like groom. Prepare to take over when you're going. Mentor ain't much different than grooming.
No, mentor is very, very different from the implication of grooming.
Well, that's only because grooming has gotten a bad connotation because of certain people. I mean, technically, grooming means taking care of oneself.
That's one of the meanings of it, yes.
Right, yes. So, I mean, grooming has developed a negative connotation, kind of like, I don't know, woke. Woke is a good thing.
Yeah.
Grooming is a good thing. But when it's used negatively...
I wish that soundbite didn't exist.
I'm talking
Ladies
about...
Gentlemen, please don't cut that poster online.
No, I'm just saying the original intent of grooming, it was good.
You are working so hard to be contrarian to everything I say, even though I think you agree with me, that
I
you
do agree with
just
you.
said twice, grooming is good.
No. What I said is that it has a negative connotation. Now, I corrected myself when saying it because of what the current negative connotation is now. But too often, words are taken and attached to negative connotations when that was not the original intent.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I'm saying.
that's the meaning now.
No, that's not the meaning. That's not the meaning
That's
now.
a
That's what
meaning of grooming now.
no, that's what people interpret it as, but that's not. Is that in Webster's? Is that the definition in Webster's? What's the definition in Webster's? I see you looking it up right now.
There's three.
Okay,
There's
break them
three.
down for me.
One, the practice of brushing and cleaning the coat of a horse, dog, or other animal.
See, they're right there. That's good grooming, right?
Yeah. Two, the practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity.
Boom, there you go, right there. Right there.
Number three. Okay, this is from the Oxford Dictionary, okay? The action of attempting to form a relationship with a child or young person with the intention of sexually assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act, such as selling drugs or joining a terrorist organization.
Okay, so obviously I meant two, not three.
Yes, we also know you don't mean brushing an animal or cleaning an animal.
You know,
I say groom all the time because I take my dogs to be
to the
groomed.
groomers. Yeah.
Yes.
So you could groom
I
a groom
feel
adult.
like
You can
in
groom
the
an adult.
last 2-3 minutes, we've said the word groom too much. There's a time and place to fight for being right, and in this
I'm not fighting
instance,
for being right.
this
I'm
ain't
not fighting
it.
for being right. I'm not
Yes,
fighting
you
for
are.
being right. No, I'm
Yes,
not.
you are.
No, I said, oh, I can't really say that word anymore, but I want to take that word back because in the three meanings,
No
the
need.
second one explicitly explains what I am trying to convey.
But when you have a word like mentor available, you have so many words available. The English language is full of words.
I'm not a
pretty much
linguist like
all
yourself.
words.
I'm not a linguist like yourself, and I didn't think of mentor. I mistakenly said groom, and technically, I am right, but due to society, I am wrong. So I'm wrong and right and wrong. I'm all of it.
At any rate.
Mentor. All right. Anyway, in your neighborhood, there might not be anybody that you can mentor. It might be a whole bunch of dumbasses.
Why has it be in my neighborhood?
I'm just saying theoretically, like maybe that's the reason why she hasn't found anybody in her district to mentor. She goes around and she's like, you ain't got it.
That's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. Hey, look, I saw a meme the other day and I posted it on my Instagram stories and it was so true. You remember back in the day when we was all in school and they had different class levels? No, did you extend that to? Oh yeah, I said I'm stealing it. Right. Well, okay. Audience doesn't know what I'm talking about. There was three. Everybody had three class levels when you were in school. There was an accelerated class for the smart kids. There was an average class for the average kids, and then there was a below average class for the below average kids. And social media is all those kids all in one system, and we weren't all supposed to be in that one system. So in your neighborhood, like in my building that I live in, there's a lot of dumbass people in here. So there wouldn't be anybody in my building that I would peg to mentor.
She has an entire district that she represents at the national level that has a local government. You are telling me that of everybody in the local government,
maybe it's not impressive.
No, that's ridiculous.
Maybe it's not impressive. It's not ridiculous. It's a lot of people out here that should have been in below average.
Also, you don't have to be born and raised in her district to represent.
I mean, that's true. That's true. You know what? We have gone way off tangent. Let's talk about.
We're on the tangent.
No, we have gone way off. I want to talk about Madam VP.
We're on a tangent. Yes, let's talk about it because I'm excited.
Yes. So she says she's ready to debate Donald Trump, and he's been accused of backpedaling. He doesn't want to get questioned because he don't want that smoke. Democratic business leaders and billionaires are endorsing her as the presidential nominee. She's already locked up the nominee. She did that a couple of days ago. She's getting support from political figures. She kicked off her political campaign in the battleground state of Wisconsin. She used her first rally since announcing her White House bid to contrast her record to Donald Trump's. If selected, Harris would be the first Black woman and the first Asian American woman to lead the ticket to a major political party. You know, the convention's on the 7th. Everything should be going down. Not everything is all rosy, though. These Republicans, they're not even hiding their racism.
No, we got called colored.
Well, okay, so I watched that clip. That person does not get the benefit of a doubt because he has said some racially egregious things before.
Yes.
But I listened to it. I think he might have said college.
No, he said a colored sorority.
No, everybody wants him to have said colored. I've listened to it several times.
The first listen of it, I'm just scrolling through my timeline. I had not heard of the clip before. It was a first listen of a clip. Fresh ears. He said colored.
But did anything in that clip when you were listening to it say he says colored? Because if you read that, then you're going to hear that.
No,
I was listening to
I
hear.
Heard the clip.
I heard college. I don't want to give this guy the benefit of a doubt.
He's saying, oh, I meant college. Either way, whether he said colored or college, he's wrong because the sorority is a lifetime sorority. You can join it outside.
Well, I mean, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
But that's obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the misogynoir that we're going to be bombarded with. But what people don't understand is that Black women from literally the day that we're born deal with a bombardment of misogynoir from all sides. And we are not new to this and we don't give a damn.
Okay, so let me get to this. In an article in the AP, it's gotten so bad with these racist dog whistles that some of these Republicans are doing.
Yeah.
There was a closed door meeting at the House Republicans on Tuesday. The National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Richard Hudson urged lawmakers to stick to criticizing Harris for her role in the Biden-Harris administration and stop using these racial undertones. Even Mike Johnson and what's the former House Speaker?
McCarthy.
And McCarthy. They've been in the news saying, hey, let's stick to attacking her record. Let's stop with all these dog whistles and attacking her personality and just attack her policies.
Yeah, because you already got the old DEI hire.
I'm going to get to that.
Yeah.
Wyoming, Harriet Hagman said on national TV, intellectually, just really kind of bottom of the barrel. I think she was a DEI hire. So DEI has now become...
It's the N-word.
No, it's now become affirmative action.
Which is, again...
Well, yeah.
When the way they use it, if you're listening to it we're very contextual people. If you're listening to it in context, you could easily swap out DEI for the N-word. And the whole sentence will still make sense. The sentiment would be still there.
Right. And you know what else is crazy? There are people on the internet saying, she's not even Black. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Like I said, the world is filled with a bunch of people that were in these below level classes and they mingling with us. And I don't really think you should. I really think you should just shut up because you're not smart. Did you see the women that was on a panel in Wisconsin that were Trump supporters talking about Vice President Harris being the nominee? And they were all saying the same thing. First of all,
no,
if anybody's seen this clip, no disrespect to people that are above average weight. But
fat.
These women,
You can just say fat.
Well, Yeah. Those chairs, if you watch the video,
Mm.
extra strong. I want to know where they got the chairs from. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
But they literally were questioning her intelligence
Yes.
and saying, what has she done? She doesn't seem that smart. When collectively, and it was 10 of them up there, I feel like they had the combined IQ of 80.
Well, even beyond something like that, you're talking to 10 women who literally have never heard Kamala Harris speak. They know
No.
absolutely nothing about her. They know nothing about her record. She is at HU, that's Howard University, the real HU graduate.
But all to people
She went to law school at UC Hastings. She was a district attorney. She was a trial a trial prosecutor. So she
Attorney
wasn't
General of California as well.
She was Attorney General, elected Attorney General of California, reelected. She became the U.S. Senator for California, the largest state in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And then ascended to being picked and to being nominated and then winning the vice presidentship. The hell you talking about? That woman has done more since graduating college than any of the women that were being questioned on that panel.
Mm-hmm. One was a teacher, so maybe she got her master's degree.
That was the thing that set me off.
Yep.
Because you're a school teacher.
Wait, ain't nothing wrong with being a school teacher.
No. You got on television and was ignorant.
Oh, yeah.
And you are educating our youth.
It's a lot of not, I'm telling you.
And you say out your mouth somebody's a DEI hire. I am praying for the little black and brown children in her class.
Mm-hmm.
Praying.
Oh, she probably lives in a district where there aren't a lot of black and brown people. I'm going to assume, but she lives in a certain area in Wisconsin where
praying.
Yeah, there's not a lot of black and brown people. She's not getting exposed to a lot of black and brown people. You know what really surprised me?
What's that?
How many of them were sitting down angry?
Yes.
At the thought.
Furious.
Like just angry. Now, don't get me wrong. Trump makes me angry. But if you sat down and if I was doing an interview and you asked me about Trump, I'm going to articulate it and not be angry in my articulation of why I disagree with his policies.
It wouldn't feel like a personal grudge.
I don't have any beef with him personally.
I mean, I got a lot of beef with him personally. He's a racist.
Well, he personally, I mean, from
criminal.
Him to me to me, I ain't never met the man personally. So,
but it's giving, it was giving what people who use affirmative action hire, DEI hire always give, which is the default is white male. If I'm a white male, then when any space that I'm in, if it's in business or I'm an entrepreneur or medicine or law, whatever, I earned my place there because I'm a white man. And anybody who is there who is not a white man must have been given a leg up to get here because the only person that belongs in this space is me. Now, mind you, this is coming from people who George W. Bush became president because his father was.
Well,
yeah, he became president.
He was also a governor of Texas.
Yeah, okay. He also got into, where do you go? Harvard, Yale, one of those? I don't know. But as a legacy.
But he graduated.
With a C average.
Hey, look, I'm not a fan of W's political president or his presidency run.
Yeah.
However, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Michelle's friend right now.
Oh God.
I can't.
That man paints a
And
few portraits and
he paints a
everybody
few portraits, and he cool with Michelle. They tossing candy back and forth. You know what? I can understand him attacking another country because they try to kill my daddy. They try to kill his daddy, y'all.
got a lot of Americans, a lot of people in general killed.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Trump was the president of the United States simply because he was a celebrity, not based on merit.
No, it wasn't based on merit. You know what's really going to trip a lot of these people out, especially these particular people who are so quick to say DEI, that you know what group affirmative action helped the most statistically?
White women.
White women.
But did you see on CNN? I cannot remember who this woman was. But she again invoked that idea of VP Harris being a DEI hire. And she said, you know what? The white women aren't going to vote for her because, she believes in all this equity. If y'all are just listening, I rolled my eyes so hard, like actually one of my eyes hurts after that.
Be careful. Now.
And then she said, we have sons and husbands who go out and try to get jobs and they're turned away for some black or brown person or some woman. Like, this is what they truly believe.
Yeah.
That we need to uphold positions of power and reserve them specifically and only for white men. And that anybody else who got into some position of power who is not a white man, even if it's a white woman, this is a white woman saying this, knowing that she benefits from affirmative action.
They did this exact same thing to Hillary. So we knew that this was coming for VP Harris. We knew that it was coming for her. It's just, it was a little covert back in the day. It's not even covert no more.
No.
And it's
going to be so much worse. It is. Yeah. It's going to be so much worse.
Well, I don't know. Because even some of the old racists are still being like, y'all need to chill. What you doing? Y'all going too far. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, we don't say this stuff out loud. We say it behind their back and on closed doors. You putting this all on all the news networks.
No, it's a new generation. They say it on the news now. But
one dude on Fox Business News said that she was a DEI hire that had hawk tuied her way to the top. This is not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
This is real. But also, there's a guy running for the governorship of Missouri that said that he's running the platform of getting all illegals out of the country. I didn't know Missouri has been
could be illegal.
Well, I'm just thinking of Missouri and the fact that it's been a Republican-led state. So I don't know how that seems like if you wanted to do something for your state, that would have already been done. But he had a Spanish interpreter basically saying, we're going to get all you illegals out of here. The fun is over. And the interpreter is saying, oh no, we're in trouble. And I was like, yo, this is literally man-tan blackface in real life, but without blackface. Actually took a Latino person to actually do this. This is what they're doing now. And you know what? I say, bring it on. I love it. Because now that we see everybody for who they are, you are turning more people off than you think that the people that you are getting support from, yes, they love it. That's not as big as a majority as you think it is. It's not a big group that you think it is. A lot of people are being turned off by this because I see a lot of white women that are just like, hold up. First of all, you took away our reproductive rights. That affects me.
Yeah.
I'm not flying with this. And VP Harris is saying, yeah, I'm fighting for your reproductive. She's doing all the right things.
Yeah.
She's she's addressing the needs of the people that they are ignoring. And the ignorant women.
Her platform, the ultimate message is that she plans to rebuild the middle class.
Right. And the people that they're attacking, she's coveting. And they're going to be receptive to this because there's a lot of women that's just like, wait a minute, y'all keep talking about the 50s was great. The 50s, I couldn't do nothing.
Mhm.
I couldn't have a credit card unless you said I could have a credit card. The only jobs I could have was a school teacher or a nurse.
Yeah. There's secretary.
Or secretary, which is what they were called then, a
Mhm.
secretary, not an assistant, not an administrative assistant, a secretary or a stewardess.
Yeah.
They could be a stewardess.
You
They
can
could
be a
be a
flight
stewardess.
attendant. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. That's
Well, I'll say this. I saw this online. I wish I knew who said it. I would give them their props. But this is absolutely true. If women were able to sleep their way to the top, it'd be a lot more women in power. So that's dumb.
well, maybe not, because
she was literally elected.
she was.
She was
But
elected
maybe
for attorney general. She was elected to be senator. She was elected to be the vice president. She has gained more than enough delegates that she needs to secure the nomination for president. She's literally in full public view of everyone being elected into these positions. So how in the hell did Monica Lewinsky even get a book deal?
yeah, she did.
Oh, okay. Well, where's that book? I ain't never seen it.
Yeah, she got a book. She got.
But
she
I
got a book.
mean, but
Been
you
had
know
a
what I'm
book.
saying? If that was possible,
Well, you know
It's
why
not
it's not possible. You know why it's not possible?
why?
Because it's been reported that during the Republican National Committee, the dating platform Grindr
Oh, the convention, yes.
convention, at the Republican National Convention, the dating platform Grindr, which is a male gay dating platform, was
Yes.
blowing up
Mhm.
that weekend.
It crashed
Yeah,
in
it crashed.
in the city in which they were holding the Republican National Convention.
So
So
maybe
it
that's the
always
reason
be
why
the
to the top.
loudest people. It always be the
Yeah.
loudest people that live a life.
All right, let's wrap this up. Do you have any final thoughts on this?
Let me tell you something. Y'all done started something that we gonna finish. Kamala Harris is not just a Black woman. She's not just an Asian woman. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated. That is a lifetime sorority that is part of what is known as the Divine Nine. They are a I don't know how to say that word, and so I'm not going to keep trying to say it.
You don't know how to say it. I'm definitely not gonna try to say it.
But they are Greek organizations over 100 years old. Okay. Black organizations that are ready and waiting to mobilize and secure the presidency for their sister. And they're not playing. They're not playing. Y'all have no idea the network that the Divine Nine has across that's 4 million voters. Okay. Like y'all, huh?
It's 1 million.
And all of the Divine Nine?
The membership is all of the membership, and some of those people are dead. Yeah, I was talking to somebody who was a Kappa. He's like, it's 1 million living.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's 1 million living.
I don't know why somebody said 4 million.
Yeah, because they were taking probably the total number, but about 3 million of those
The
people are dead.
National
'Cause
I can't
Yeah.
say that word. Council. The NPHC is a group of 9 historically Black Greek letter organizations with nearly 4 million members.
yeah, they're counting all members from the beginning.
No,
Not-
they're saying of
No,
all
it's not
9.
living. Well, I talked to somebody. It's 1 million. It's 1 million, because they were saying like the Kappas has got maybe like 350, and the Kappas is probably maybe the largest one. No, and he said the AKAs was probably the largest one. Anyway, I'm not going to get caught on semantics.
Right.
We got to wrap this up.
Also, you cannot personally attack a Black woman because we have this amazing ability, and I actually got this from a stand-up from Tony Rock. amazing ability to take insults and turn them into positives. You could call her the B word, and she can respond, yeah, I'm that B. I'm always going to be that B. Like, we have this uncanny ability, and it's just not going to rock us. She is going to get out there, and she is going to show you who she is. She needs to, because we don't know her well enough personality-wise. But she's going to show you who she is and what she's capable of and how she's been working toward this for decades. And I'm really excited by how engaged and activated everybody is. This is going to be a historic election.
All right, to wrap up this show, let's switch to everything and cut everything else loose, and let's enter in something that's really interesting. DJ Quick was on Drink Champs the other day, and he insinuated that Michael Joseph Jackson was indeed a Crip. A Crip, like in Los Angeles, you got the Crips and the Bloods. The reason why he said this is because he was throwing up cookies, Crip signs, with his Crip homies in pictures. Now, there are several pictures of Michael Jackson with people who were certified and affiliated. He also had a lot of Bloods and Crips in his Beat It video. And we know that he's kind of taken elements of the Crip walk in his dance maneuvers. We also know that that wasn't Michael Jackson's real voice, that he had a much deeper voice. And he used to trick people by calling them using his real voice. And they were like, who is this? It's me. That everybody, that what people assume is Michael Jackson's voice is not his real voice, and he had a much deeper voice. And there are some videos out there where he's giving interviews and he slips up and doesn't do the high pitched voice and does his real voice.
Right.
He is a lot more things than what people think he is. And DJ Quick says Mike is affiliated. What you think about that?
I saw an interview with the rapper D Smoke and Snoop Dogg, who is certified. He has that blue flag.
Who, Snoop? Because I don't know who Smoke is.
Yes, Snoop is.
Yeah, Snoop is definitely a Crip.
Yes. And Snoop said the main photo that everybody's talking about is from the set of what the heck is that song where he's just stalking a woman around the street who's just trying to get on her way.
The Way You Make Me Feel.
The Way You Make Me Feel. He's got a blue shirt on. He had actors in there who apparently showed up dressed with their blue flags, and they got him. Snoop says they got him in the photo and they said, hey man, do this. And they showed him the sign, and Michael threw it up and they took the photo. Okay.
Snoop smokes a lot. We're going to take his word for it.
No, you can take Michael's own word for it.
Oh, and Michael said something about it?
Not his words, his actions. His actions.
All right.
Billie Jean video.
Yeah.
He is wearing a red bow tie and a red shirt.
Beat It. The way you make me feel.
I'm not done. Beat It. He is wearing a red and gold jacket. Thriller. He is wearing a red and black jacket. Leave Me Alone. He is wearing a red and gold jacket. The entire Bad Era. He is wearing black pants, a black fedora, and a red shirt. He had a Letterman jacket with an M on it that was red and gold. That man ain't no damn Crip. All the red that he wore in just the Bad Era, from Thriller to Bad, all the red he wore, my man was red dripping.
The way you make me feel, the way you make me feel is, I think is that the Bad album?
The Way You Make Me Feel.
Is that dangerous? Because he could have been Pyru. That's Bloods, ladies and gentlemen. He could have been Pyru Nation and then switched to Crips after The Way You Make Me Feel.
It's on the Bad album. And I'm telling you, that whole Bad era, this man is in a red shirt.
But he wasn't, the red jacket that he had ditched off of Thriller. He wasn't wearing the red jacket no more.
But he was still wearing the red shirt.
He also wore a lot of blue.
In the Bad concert, a Bad tour, he's wearing red on the Bad tour.
Well, maybe he was Pyru instead of Crips. Of Crips.
In the video for Bad, he got a brother on roller skates, on red roller skates that they zoom in on, him doing the moonwalk and red roller skates, and then they pull out and show the whole dude, and he does a split and comes back up. You can't tell me that Michael Joseph Jackson was a Crip. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. They got one video of him. They asked him to throw up a sign. He ain't asked no questions. He just did it. And and Snoop said after they took the photo, the guys were like, "Hey, you know what you just did, Mike?" He don't know what he just did. He don't know. Okay. And they had that photo and they were like, "We got this for all time."
All right. Well, okay. I will say this. I know that you're a Prince person, and Prince and Michael had this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But gangsters, Crips and Bloods from that era, don't diss Michael. Don't say anything bad about Michael. They treat Michael like they do Magic and Kobe. It cross all color barriers as far as blue and red. I don't know about black and white, but maybe black and white too. But it crosses the blue and red barrier. They purple. It's like Sam Jackson in Star Wars. He had a purple lightsaber instead of blue and red. That's what they are. Magic, Kobe, and Michael Jackson. Purple.
I don't know nothing about that because I have not spoken with Crips and Bloods in the 80s. I did not do any interviews, so I don't know that. I could see them having that level of respect for him because he did have them in the Beat It video and The Way You Make Me Feel video. I could see them just having some level of respect for him for that kind of, exposure or whatever. But no, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
I don't think we're gonna call DJ Quick dumb. He's
he's trying to say anything and be relevant, but it's
DJ Quick. He's always relevant.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what song, and I don't like it.
Well, you don't know what song?
I only know one DJ Quick song, and
he's a producer. That's the reason why, he's mainly a producer. He did some albums, he did some records too, but he's mainly a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Okay. I think it's ridiculous. Like, it's just like they said, what if Michael got arrested? It was in jail. I want him dead tonight. Like that whole thing. Like, man, come on, it's ludicrous. Like, but you know,
I think you just don't want to ever say Michael Jackson is cool because you love Prince so much. I think you just hating.
Why is him being gang affiliated automatically make him cool?
I don't know, but people love to do it. Chris Brown is gang affiliated.
Do I think Michael Jackson was cool? No, I don't think he was cool. I think he was a extraordinary entertainer. And he had his troubles. So I don't know what can you say about that. But am I a Prince fan? Yes, but that doesn't mean that I didn't listen to Michael Jackson. That's ridiculous. I'm not saying he's not cool. I'm just saying that he was not a Crip.
You did just say he's not cool. You literally just said he's not cool.
Oh yeah, he's not.
You literally so you double back.
Because it's kind of like, he plays that Peter Pan, never grow up kind of child. Like, I wouldn't describe him as, he tried to have a foray into coolness, and that was the Bad album. But
which was cool.
Came off kind of corny.
No, I don't think Bad came off as corny. Bad is his greatest album.
It was kind of corny.
You know what? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm cutting my sister off.
All right.
I don't really need to talk to you anymore for a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But she's just angering me because she's such a Prince fan.
Yeah.
That she's doing little shots to Michael, and I don't feel like that's necessary. If you could just say, no, he wasn't a Crip, and okay.
Yeah, that's what I
just
did
thought it was
say.
interesting.
And then
I just
you
thought it was
said,
interesting.
you're the one that came up and said, oh, you don't think he's cool. I was like, I never said anything about him being cool, and I don't think he's cool, but
you did say something about him not being cool. Everything that you were talking about was
after you
insinuating the
brought it
fact
up.
that no, everything that you were saying that before that time was insinuating the fact that you didn't think that Michael Jackson was cool.
All I said
Until
was
I
he was a lot of red during the Thriller and Bad
He did.
era.
Well, I don't think he wore a lot of red.
Google it.
I got to go
So
back.
much red on.
Well, maybe, maybe he was Pyru. Maybe he wasn't Crip. Maybe maybe one of the Pyrus checked him and was like, hey, you know what you did in this picture? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess
How would he not know
now.
if he... And thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hell, share with your enemies. Scott, has anything you like to say to the people? Yes, vote. Get out and vote.
Yeah.
If you need a change that you want to see in the world by being active. And this is going to be a historic election. Get activated. And I hope the DNC is lit. And I will be there on Inauguration Day.
Okay. All right. Then. On that note, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew. That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page. After Hours Uncensored, Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling genuine and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.